Hello, my name is Hakon, and today I have a very little thing to show you, a very short little thing. In my previous video, where I showed you how to create a set of switches all controlled by a single value input, a variable value input, selecting only one channel between 256 potentially channels of switches. There was one thing I forgot to show you. I was demonstrating out switches, and of course, if you want to use in switches, it is slightly different. It may not be immediately obvious what to do, so I thought I'd show you here in this video. I'm not going to show all the details of what I'm doing. I'm only going to show you the difference, really. So if you want to know how you can link together multiple switches, all controlled by one single input, watch my previous video, which I will link to up here. And so this, if you watched my previous video now, this looks very similar. You have 3 switches down here and 1 up here, and these are now in switches rather than out switches. So the main difference is it sort of goes the other way around when you use in switches. So the LFO here is what controls the channel selection of the switches, and this is connected to what I call the master switch here. So that and of course the master switch selects which of these switches is active. But instead of the master switch sending its value to the switches, in this case it is the switches here that send their value to the in switch here, the master in switch, because it goes the other way around. So the output of each in switch, a single output, is connected to the 3 channels of input on the master switch here. And then of course the output there, that's the one that is sent on to something else. Because when you have in switches, you have multiple inputs and one output. And so it's a little bit different to using out switches. It's not as clearly visible which channel is active here. Now you can sort of see a slight sort of breathing effect with the lights as it moves through the channels, and you can see the value here, which is the one that's being sent out, change. I gave these channels here values of 0.2, 0.25, 0.30, 0.35, 0.40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, and 75, just to have different values to switch between. And I thought I'd just connect them up to an oscillator as well. So just see what that sounds like now. I just made this little patch. So it just sends the output from this one, from the master switch, into an oscillator, which is connected to a VCA, and the VCA sends is connected to an ADSR envelope here, and sends its output to a stereo spreader. I haven't tried that one before. And then after the stereo spread, it goes into a which one was this again now? It was a ping pong delay. And oh yes, before the stereo spread, there's also the VCA goes into a filter as well, just to sort of take some of the brightness off the top of the range. It was a little bit on the bright side, I think. And so it goes into low pass filter, into the stereo spreader, into the ping pong delay, and then to the audio output. And the ADSR envelope here is triggered by its own LFO, but the LFO here is also, the speed of it is also adjusted by the output of the master switch, which is why it changes tempo as it goes up and down. But just for fun, just to have something a little bit different. Also, I had a theory, this might look nice with the oscilloscope effect that I use for my visualizations of sound on these videos, so I'll just have to wait and see how that looks. Now the oscilloscope effect that I use, you can't actually see it live when you're playing. You can only play back a sound file in it, and then you see what it looks like. So I'm still a bit curious what this one is going to look like. So that is how you use in switches instead of out switches. You have a master in switch, and that gets all the inputs from your other switches, and then that's the one that sends the output onwards. So I hope that is clear, and if you have any questions about it, please leave me a comment if you enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed all my videos, for that matter, please leave a like, subscribe, share, all that stuff that people do on YouTube. So I'm looking forward to seeing you again in my next episode, where there will be more Zoia fun. I still haven't decided exactly what my next video will be. I do have a few ideas I'm working on, but I still don't know exactly how to. Some of the patches I have ideas for, I haven't worked out how to do them yet, and another one that I know how to do, I just haven't decided how to present it as a tutorial yet, without making it too complicated, of course. So again, thanks for watching, and goodbye for now. Bye bye.